Guys, actually wait, hold on, sorry, 2 seconds. Just wait 2 seconds. Guys, your boy did it. Your boy did it. What's going on, people? Welcome back to another video on the channel. It's your boy Spainy, and for the first time since starting this channel, my intro has changed. I can no longer say training for my first ever marathon. Guys, officially a marathoner. I have officially completed my first marathon. Oh, look at that, man. I mean, to be fair, they were giving out these t-shirts from before we even finished it. It was at the expo they were giving out these t-shirts. It's actually quite a nice t-shirt though. I like it. I'll run in this going forward. But this bad boy right here, yeah. Guys, I've been overwhelmed. Just to confirm, it's Wednesday now, so I've had a good couple of days to let it digest and let my body recover small. But honestly, let's get into it. Yo, so just quickly, I might chime in like this throughout the video because the way I recorded bare random higgy hagger and didn't really put much thought into the clips I was recording at the time I was recording and how they'll mesh together to form this video that you're watching. So yeah, right now, the next clip you're about to see is me on Saturday, early afternoon. It was after I got home from my shakeout run with Quasi. I think I had got the last video out already, so that was all fine. And then I was kind of just starting recording the next video, which is obviously this one that you're watching now. Anyway, so the next video you're going to see is from Saturday. This is Saturday, the 25th of April. So before I get any further, shout out my boy Mark. Happy birthday, my bro. Even though I've spoken to you already. Happy birthday. Have a blessed one. Sorry I can't make it out tonight. Obviously, you know how it goes, man. Man has got to run 42 kilometers tomorrow. So yeah. Anyway, obviously I ended the last video telling you that I just wanted to get that video out before the marathon. So this one's just continuing off from Saturday afternoon now. So it's currently about 2 o'clock. I've started carb loading. Again, you may or may not have seen a video in which I did a bit of carb loading around my 30k. I don't know if I'm going to get that up before this one, but I think I'm going to try to, because that video kind of becomes redundant and irrelevant once I conclude this marathon series. So maybe I will get it out before. But anyway, started a bit of carb loading. So this morning I had porridge with raisins. I had a Belvita bar. I've had 2 croissants. I've had a pack of sweets. I've got pizza on the way. Guys, I'm mocking it with this carb loading, but you know what? We're not going to hit the wall tomorrow and we're going to turn up completely energized. So yeah, I'm waiting for that to come through. And yeah, we'll crack on with the rest of the day. I am going to go to the expo later. I also want to get my hair cut. Shave this off, and oh well, you would have seen in the last video. Get rid of this bit anyway. And then take it from there. So yeah, we'll get into the rest of this day. Hey then, boss, you okay?
Thank you, Martha.
Thank you. Have a good one. See ya. You know we had to get the big dip as well. Texas barbecue stuffed crust. It's only right, had to be done. Yeah, okay. There really wasn't a lot going on there. The whole idea, like I said, was to bring you along for the rest of the day, the carb loading, the going back to the expo, etc., etc. So that just really didn't work out. So let's just move swiftly to Sunday, to race day. Good morning, people. Sunday, the 26th of April, 2026. It's about 4:45 in the morning, and it is race day. I cannot believe it. The last 6 months of training, 7 months of training actually, all coming down to this. Yeah, it's mad. Do I feel nervous? Not really, maybe a 1 out of 10. So I feel alright, man. I think especially after my shakeout run yesterday with Quasi, I've just kind of told myself, look, I'm actually just going to take it slow, to be honest with you. I'm not going to overdo it. My goal is to get to the finish line, as I've been saying. So yeah, I don't necessarily feel nervous because, yeah, should be alright, man. Should be alright, really. So yeah, I'm gonna eat something now. I'll eat something again at like 7:30, leave at 8, and then
yeah, I should get to my starting zone at 8:30. I need to pack my bag and stuff. And yeah, just generally get ready, shave my head and whatnot. So yeah. I never thought I'd be saying this mid-May, but please stay like this. Please can the weather stay like this. Sun, today of all days, you don't need to come out. You do not need to come out. You can stay behind the clouds. It's perfectly fine today. Like, nobody's going to be upset. Nobody. Because just in case you didn't know, I have 42k to travel today on foot. Okay? So please, help me out here. I'm not sure the sun got my previous memo. Because, what's this? What's this? What's that? That's looking like the sun. I asked you to stay indoors. Yikes. Today could be a long day, guys. But we move. Let me start getting ready. It's 6:30. Let me start slowly getting ready. I need to shave this. Turns out I'm going to do this by myself because I didn't have time to do it yesterday. So yeah, let's get ready.
Deep in, guys, that nerves can probably manifest itself in different ways, because I remember years back now playing in my first ever cup final in football, right? And like, I was nervous the night before, and like, I could barely sleep. You know what? Maybe that was just excitement. Yeah, maybe that was excitement actually. I was just so excited I couldn't sleep. Whereas now it's like, I slept fine last night, but I've woken up today. Guys, I've used the toilet 3 times already. It's mad. I've used the toilet 3 times already, guys. Like, what? Anyway, I'm a little bit annoyed because I actually hadn't been shaving my head throughout this week, because my plan was to go to the barber. And so it was like, if I want to go to the barber, let me actually give him something to shave off, right? So I haven't been cutting my hair or shaving my head at all, just to not actually make it to the barber yesterday. Anyway. So yeah, having to do it all myself today, which is fine. I'm just hoping my stomach settles down, man. Otherwise it's going to be a long, long day. I've heard horror stories and I'm not trying to be one of those. I'm not trying to add a chapter to that book. Guys, I'm going to self-cut a goatee. Wish me luck. Alright. Let's go. It's worth noting, this is the first time in what? I don't know how long. Like, I'm talking, well, since I actually started shaving my head. I started shaving my head 10 years ago, right? So this is the first time since I started shaving my head that I'm actually even touching my beard. Usually I just trim it down, but I've never done anything like this. But like I said, it's time for a different look, man. I've been sporting the same look for 10 years, bro. 10 years man's been sporting the same look. Anyway, let's carry on. To be fair, based on this side, I don't mind it, you know. I don't mind it at all. Let me be real. Yeah. Oh. The battery's just died. I can't believe this. Yeah, the battery's dead. Flip. BRB. You know what's funny? I had a feeling that was going to happen right before I started as well. Anyway, let me try and find this charger. But that's half the look. Whoa. I'm not mad at it so far, but let me find this charger. Let's finish this job. We're almost there, guys. Why? Right. would say I'm done, guys. I would say I am done. Let's go. Alright, cool. So let's go! Right. Let me finally get the last bits done, get myself ready, get out of here. Let's go. Just walking to the station. It's only a couple stops to Blackheath and then I'm there. And then we get going. I'm not gonna lie, the stomach has calmed down a bit, thankfully. Hopefully it stays like this for the rest of the day. I'm happy to confirm that my stomach did stay like that for the rest of the day. It settled down as I arrived at the venue, or the start point, if you like. And yeah, we had no issues. I didn't even use the toilet at all until I got home that evening, to be honest with you. Which was some stroke of a miracle. I don't know how, especially how the day started. But yeah, anyway, so arrived at the start point. As you can see, I was red zone, so I had to walk across kind of Blackheath and Greenwich Park to get to the red start zone, which is quite a long walk, but it was fun nonetheless. You get there, drop your bags off, etc., and then you kind of just wait around for your wave start time. So I was wave 5. Which was not too well. Obviously, you arrive based on when your wave start time is, right? So I think I got to the station 8:30. My wave start time was 10:15. It took a while to get to the start point, as I said. So yeah, I don't know how long I was waiting around for, but it didn't feel long anyway, because you're kind of just like walking around, you're taking it in, you're dropping off your bag, you're warming up, stuff like that, right? Then when your wave gets called, you go to like a kind of holding pen, if you like, and you're in there for maybe 15 or so minutes. And then they say, okay, cool, wave 5. Well, they don't even say that you're ready to go. You just see people start walking, and then you just assume that it's time for you to go as well. So you go, and you go out the pen, and you start walking down towards these gates for the red zone start. And as we were walking down towards these gates, there was this nice little moment where some guy was coming out, and his sister, and what I'm guessing was her son, because he had a son that said my uncle or something. So his sister and her son were absolutely screaming and cheering and whatnot for him right at the start there. It made all of us smile. Like, I'll put up a very quick clip now. And honestly, it made all of us just like smile, like turn, and was just like got us all really pumped for it, even though she wasn't obviously cheering for us, but it was just a lovely moment. Anyway, so you walk down obviously quite slowly because there's a lot of people in front of you. You keep going, and then you eventually get to the start point, to the actual start line, if you like, and then as people in front of you are approaching it, they're setting their watches, and then they start running, and then you kind of just start going through, following flow, and then yeah, start your watch. I started my watch like a few seconds too early, which is not the end of the world, but yeah, start my watch a few seconds too early, and then you get going, guys. Then you've started your marathon. There was one moment again where some guy, we'd been going for like 2 minutes, and some guy to my right was just like, "Come on, guys, last push, keep going," and that just made me chuckle a bit.
Final push, mate.
I'll be honest with you, as I was approaching the start line, I welled up a bit, because it was just like obviously 7 months of training, like just coming down to this one moment, or this one, like, this is it, like I've crossed the line now, I've started the race, and once I finish this is 7 months of training done and in the bag, right? And so I welled up a little bit then, but yeah, anyway, got into the flow of the race. Definitely went off a little bit quicker than I would have liked. Or than I planned from the day before, because really after my shake-up run with Crazy, I told myself I was going to do just aim for like sub 5 and go for 7-minute kilometers, right? And I wanted to start like that. And everyone tells you like don't go off too quick, but literally I've gone out now and everyone's going, and I feel it just feels like I'm going slow, but I was going at like 6 minutes a kilometer, so I tried to bring it down a bit. And I was going at like 6:15, then I brought it down to like 6:30ish, but like it just felt like I couldn't go much slower than that, weirdly. So I wasn't mad at 6:30, because obviously that's my easy pace, right? So I'm just like, you know what, cool. But then I get to like 5 kilometers in, I'm going my easy pace, and my heart rate's like 172. And I'm like, oh my days. Guys, it was a hot day. So 172 after 5K, I'm like, this is going to be a long day. At a pace of 6:30 or around there. I'm like, this is going to be a long day. But anyway, kept going, obviously, just started following the route, if you like. And so, yeah, I guess the first point in which I saw somebody was at about the 4K mark, I'd say. So I saw Tayo, Mia, Everett, and Tayo Mia's kids, Tia and Christian, at that point, which was lovely because obviously, yeah, as I said, that was the first point during the race that I saw people that I know. And yeah, quickly stopped, gave them all a hug and cracked on, if you like. I then saw Rebecca, Gabriel, Rebecca's mum and sister at about the 10K mark, or just shy of the 10K mark. And that was a nice little surprise as well, because I didn't know that Gabriel was going to be there, or her mum, because the idea was for Gabriel to be at home with her mum. And so yeah, they came out for that point. And then Rebecca's mum and Gabriel went home, and then obviously Rebecca and Esther and went a few other spots down the course, which was very nice. And yeah, up until this point, I was still feeling relatively decent. Like I still, obviously this is like kilometers, this is mileage that I've done numerous times at this point. So like, yeah, I'm feeling comfortable, settled into the race, I'd say. And yeah, was just feeling quite good. I'd say 16K in is when it started to get a bit tough for me. Because of the heat. I think at that about 16K is when I kind of had to kind of walk for a little bit just to cool down, and just like, yeah, just because the heat was just kind of taking its toll. Well, not taking its toll, of course, but like it was just getting very hot, should I say. Around 20K was Tower Bridge. That was unreal. Tower Bridge was unreal. And I knew it was going to be, because obviously people tell you like the spots that are just magical, and Tower Bridge really, really was. And so you're going down Tower Bridge, you've got iconic landmark in front of you, or just like I'm running over this in the middle of it as well, because I think I had done Tower Bridge before, when I did a long run one day around London. And like this was just different, obviously, because them times I was running on the side, and obviously the cars and whatnot. This is just like seas of people. Well, obviously you've got the River Thames, but you could just got seas of people just either side of the bridge, just like really just going ham at celebrating and cheering you on and stuff like that. And it was just honestly magical. And then I got to the end of Tower Bridge, and then I got a pleasant surprise, because Tayo, Mia, Everett, Christian and Tia were all there again. And that was a surprise, because I thought they were going to go home after I saw them in Woolwich. But yeah, so I saw them at the end of the bridge, and I was just like, oh wow. So I saw them, gave them all high fives, and kept on moving. And then at about the halfway point, I saw Rebecca and Mary, so one of Rebecca's friends. And so at this point, I can't lie to you, I think between like 16 and 21 was like a 5K in which I was like, damn, I'm starting to feel pain and whatnot. And it's also probably worth mentioning that my right calf again started to feel quite tight right at the beginning. Anyway, so I saw them, I said to them, right, I don't know how I'm gonna complete this run, because yeah, I'm in pain, and I'm only just halfway through, like, I mean, it's been a long run up until that point, right? So I'm just like, I don't know. But anyway, got an orange off Rebecca, ate the orange, had a quick chat with them, and it just kept it moving, and it just kept going. And then it kind of, for me, feels like just, I don't know the best way to describe it, but it kind of feels like I was just in no man's land, where I was just like, honestly, guys, I was just running. I couldn't tell you where I was. I couldn't tell you much, to be honest with you. I couldn't tell you where I was, like who was around. I felt like I was just head down and just going, one foot in front of the other. And that's what I kept telling myself throughout the run, one foot in front of the other. Okay. And then at about 25K actually, about the 16-mile mark, my neighbour that I mentioned, that I spoke about in my last video, guys, the one who sent the donation and whatnot, she was there. Which was lovely, and it's a shame because we hadn't actually met up until this point. I've now since met her. I went and took her flowers the other day, flowers and chocolate, just to kind of say thank you for the donation and appreciate her, appreciate what she did. Like, she really didn't have to. So we have since met, but like I hadn't met her up until that point and had no idea what she looked like. So as I'm running, I'm about 16 miles in, I'm running, and I hear someone shouting my name. Bear in mind now, I didn't have my name on my top. And there were others who did, and I mean, obviously, my name's Darren, right? So it's like, it's not the most uncommon name. So there were a couple of times, like maybe 3 or 4 times up into this point, where people will be shouting, "Go on, Darren!" And I'll look, and I'll realize they're not looking at me, and then I'll turn around and I'll see somebody with my name on their top. Anyway, so I just hear someone shouting, "Oh, Darren," my name basically, and I look over, and this lady's just looking at me, and like, obviously I was in the trenches at this point, right? And so I'm looking, I just assume that it's like she just happens to be looking at me or whatnot, and I keep going, and then I was like, hold on, is that her name's Julie? I was like, is that Julie? Because like I said, I don't know what she looks like, and I couldn't remember where she told me she was going to be. Like she had told me a few days prior where she would like, because she says she goes every year because she's actually run. I think she said she's run about 5 marathons in her time, and so she says she goes every year. She's usually about that point. But I was thinking to myself, is this where Julie said she was going to be? I know it was somewhere deep within the race, or within the course, but I couldn't remember exactly where. Anyway, so I just put up my phone. I messaged her. I said, "Was that you that I just ran past, by the way?" She said, "Yeah." Sent me a lovely message. Just like, "You keep running. You're doing amazing. Best of luck," or something like that, right? So I was like, all right, cool. Anyway, unfortunately, my mum, I miss her. She was at about 16.3 miles or something. So I missed her, unfortunately, because I didn't actually know that's where she was. She was with the charity, who again, also me not paying attention, I didn't remember where they said they were going to be, so I didn't actually see the charity in general. So yeah, anyway, so that was that. Got to about 33k now, and again, I got a nice little surprise because my boy Jerome was at that point. So again, I didn't actually know he was going to be there, and unfortunately, not many of my friends, well, none of my friends actually managed to make it outside of Jerome. And so when I saw him, I was like, oh right, because I could just hear someone just like screaming my name with Vim, yeah. So I'm like, what? So I look over, because at this point I'm like, right, who there? So I look over, it's Jerome. I said, oh my gosh. I ran over to him, gave him a quick hug, said, yo, what's going on? Thank you so much for coming down. And then he told me that he had actually missed me twice already along the course. So I'm like, oh, no way. So he was like, yeah. So like, I had to make sure you saw, like, I saw you and whatnot. I said, oh man, I appreciate that. And so yeah, carried on running, and I can't lie, welled up as I left him because I was like, no, that was so nice of him. Do you get what I mean? As I said, like, not my friends didn't really manage to make it out, and so to see him out there, surprised me in that way. Like, it was honestly just yeah, it was so nice. Do you get what I mean? So I welled up afterwards, man. I was just like, no, I really appreciate the effort that he went through, especially hearing that he missed me twice before. Do you get what I mean? Anyway, so keep going now, keep going, and at this point now, I feel like I'm picking up a little bit more. I feel like I feel like I'm through the trenches. It's just one foot in front of the other. I'm actually starting to feel a bit better. Do you get what I mean? Especially like, people told me before the race that like the crowd will get you through it, and like it was no joke, absolutely no joke. Even outside of obviously the people that I know who came to cheer me on, like I'd be running and people would be going, "Go on, Sickle Cell Society, you can do this." Or like if I'm running particularly close to the pavement, for example, next near the crowd, was like people will be like, "Go on, bro! Like, go on, bro! You got this!" Like that. And it's just like that really just spurs you on to just keep going, man. Just keep going, one foot in front of the other, keep going. And so I'm happy with like my effort, because I'd say I kept walking to a minimum. Do you get what I mean? There was like 1 or 2 kilometers where I did walk quite a bit of them, just because I just wanted to kind of just regather myself and whatnot, and just like, yeah, but and again, because of the heat mainly, but honestly, like, it was absolutely ridiculous, man. Then we got to the point of down the Embankment. Embankment, somewhere that I know very well. I used to work around that area. Well, I've worked in a couple of jobs around that area, so I know that area very well. So we're going down the Embankment now, and I see Malika performing Go. Go, go home, hack yeah. On like Apple Music, or Apple had like an Apple Music stage or whatever, if you like. And yeah, I'm running past her, and she's clocked me as I'm running past, and she's kind of like waving at me or whatnot. Like, it was just nice. So I'm going anyway. And then I got to 25 miles, about 40k in, and I see Esther and David, so Rebecca's sister and brother, on my right. Because at this point, I didn't really know where they were going to be. I knew they were going to try and be around the area, but I didn't know where. So I see them anyway, gave them high fives, asked her where Rebecca was, and she's further down the road. I said, cool. So I keep going now. And then as I'm going, and just as you hit the bends, the turn at kind of the London Eye and Big Ben, they were on the left, right on the corner. So I've cut across the track, and I've gone and said hello to them. And at this point now, it's Rebecca, it's Tolu and Titan, her son, Tolu's son. it is Elizabeth, Mary, and Mary's partner Chooks, who I'd actually never met, and so this is my first encounter with him, and so like super appreciative of him making the effort to come down, even though we had never met before, you know. So yeah, thank you so much, Chooks, man, and thank you to everybody who I've just mentioned there as well. Like super appreciative of your support. It's on the day, it was, when I tell you it was needed, it was needed. Do you get what I'm saying? But yeah, so that was obviously mile 25. So one more mile to go. What, 2 and a bit kilometers to go. And just over 1 mile to go and 2 and a bit kilometers to go. And yeah, so I turn, and as I leave them now, I'm going. I'm actually feeling good at this point. I feel like I've really got a second wind now. My pacing's come back down to like in the 6 minutes, in the 6 minute per kilometer mark. And I'm like, right, I feel good. But then I think I went off a bit too early to kind of do my finish. And so yeah, there was one little bit where I think I walked for like 2 minutes or so, and then picked up the pace again, and then obviously ran down towards Buckingham Palace, and then take the finish line, and then finish the race. And guys, brought it home in 5 hours and 39 minutes. Like, obviously nowhere near my my initial 4 hour target, but as you guys know, it got to a point I was just like, let me just cross the line. And honestly, as I crossed that line, yeah, so it's I got over the line. Also, there was the way the line was. It's like it was like a tunnel, if you like a very small tunnel, but like a tunnel, and obviously you got 2 bits. And so I think for the majority of people, because even as I later on was watching back, like people crossing the line and stuff, it's quite clear that everybody, a lot of people, including myself, thought that the actual finish was the end of the tunnel, so the second line, but it was actually the first. So I crossed the line and I kind of kept going. And don't get me wrong, it's only like 5 meters or so it's not massive, but like kept going for like the 5-10 meters until I crossed the second line, and then I'm like, yeah, cool, race done. Do you get what I mean? But it was actually before that, so I could have preserved ever so slightly some energy, but I mean, after 42k, don't know what difference that would make. But guys, completed the London Marathon. I'm so happy, so proud. Like, you guys, you've been on the journey with me. We've been on the journey with me. It's been a journey. Obviously, every single week I've been coming on here, letting you guys know how training's been going and keeping you up to date. And guys, thank you for rocking with me on this journey and supporting and being with me through this, man. There's been some tough times along the way, and I mean, the toughest day really was marathon day, because you spend all your time. I spent 7 months training in sub 10 degree weather just to come on marathon day, and it's 20 degrees. But anyway, I learned a lot from this experience. And yeah, as I said, I just want to thank every single one of you who donated. I want to thank Rebecca, Esther, David, Tayo, Mia, Everett, obviously Tayo and Mia's kids, Tia and Christian, Jerome, Mary, Chooks, Tolu, Titan, massive effort from Tolu as well to bring Titan out as well, Elizabeth, all of you guys for coming down and supporting on the day. And obviously H came down afterwards for the dinner, so thanks for that. I know Jay wanted to come out as well, but I think couldn't make it, but I appreciate your effort in trying to anyway. But no, guys, like, really do appreciate all of your efforts and supporting and helping me hit my target. By the way, I've cleared 3,000 in terms of fundraising, guys. It's been a monumental effort. Like, I'm just so proud of this first fundraising effort and this first kind of marathon effort as well, guys. Like, it's been overwhelming. Like, I've like, as I said, I was welling up so like a good few times during the course. At the end of it, when I finally finished and I went, we were on the way home, I called Jerome to thank him, literally. Oh yeah, and Olivia as well. Sorry, very sorry, Olivia, Jerome's wife, because I know I know I didn't get to see you because you had to take the boys, and the boys actually, because you brought the boys as well. But no, I know I didn't get to see you because obviously you'd missed me initially and then whatnot. But I appreciate your effort, really do. And yes, I called Jerome to thank him. I just started crying on the phone as well, man. Like, guys, I'm an emotional guy now, you know, very emotional guy. But yeah, honestly, and I know a lot of you were there in spirit and with me in spirit. So I thank you all. One thing I say though, after the race, it was so jarring because you finished. It took me 2 hours to get out of St. James's Park, you know, 2 hours, guys, and I'd been on my feet. And I deeped it. It was like since 8:30 when I got off the train, I didn't actually sit down until about 5. About 5. No, about 6. I didn't actually sit down until about 6 p.m. when I got to Franco Manca, which is where I met the guys for some dinner. I'd been on my feet that whole time. So forget the race alone, obviously being on my feet for 5 hours and 39 minutes during the race. But like from 8:30, obviously it was 10:15 when I started the race. I finished at about 3:45. I got to Franco Manca at about 5:45. And that's when I finally sat down for the first time. Like it was just getting out of it. They really need to work that out, getting out of the park, especially as a participant, because we're in this mad queue trying to get over to Victoria. We crossed the bridge that was the 385 yards to go mark, just by Buckingham Palace or wherever it was, and then you take a right. And you have to cross that bridge, and then to even get to that bridge, it's like a winding queue. Like it was just madness, absolute madness. Even like people were saying, as participants, like there's no way you should be in this queue. You should just get a free pass to just go and just get out of here so you can go and do. But I was in that queue for an hour and 45, and then it took me once I finally got over. Okay, not quite in that queue for an hour and 45 because it took me maybe let's say half an hour to get to the queue, because I had to pick up my bag and stuff like that. But yeah, half an hour to get to the queue after picking up my medal and stuff like that, and then finally got to the queue. Yeah, I was in the queue for like an hour and 15. If I'm being fair, yeah, hour and 15. But obviously I just ran 42 kilometers. I was done out here and my feet were hurting. You get what I'm saying? But yeah, anyway, all done, guys, all done. I've got mad blisters on my feet to show for it. But look, I've also got over £3,000 raised for the Sickle Cell Society. And I've got a medal to show that I have completed the London Marathon 2026. Guys, I've entered the ballot for next year. I already told you from the last video that I will do, but I officially have entered the ballot for next year. Next year will be redemption. But yeah, I'm going to do a separate video kind of talking about the lessons that I learned. But for now, I just wanted to recap the day and the race and stuff like that. And thank you guys for your support. As I say, I'll do a separate video where I proper go through like the lessons that I learned over this period. And also another one that will include the things that I'll do differently next time, or particularly things that I'd think about if I was doing my first one again. But yeah, no guys, thank you so much for rocking with me. As I've said, I'm going to leave this video here. I don't know when I'm going to release those ones. I'm not going to apply any pressure to myself to do so. It's even taking me a little bit longer than I would have liked to get this one out, but it is where it is. And I will catch you in the next video. Spenny out, officially a marathoner. Peace.
Don't forget, make sure your number is visible on the front of your singlet or t-shirt, even if you made adjustments on the way around. It's a bit of origami actually, multitasking. Oh yes, I think dangerous does have a big protective point.
Thank you so much.
Great job.
Well done.
Well done.
Appreciate that, man.
Good job. How was it?
Tough. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you.
Keep moving, guys, please. Keep moving.
Yeah. Left hand side here.
Keep moving, guys, please.
Someone just left on side. If you're in a wheelchair, which you don't have to they are also.
Fucking hell, man.